This particular faceless YouTube channel is earning lots of money on monthly. You can see it generates over $3,400 revenue. This is actually a movie recap niche. Anyone can actually replicate the success of this particular. I will show you how to use AI to build and scale this faceless YouTube. Okay, actually monetize it very easy. As a matter of fact, you see this channel has pulled over 24 million views. See from here. This shows you that this particular niche is actually going up, right? So I'll show you the step-by-step workflow. Get the success of this particular. You too can actually follow me and you want to have your own. Okay, so if you also look here, you observe that this channel has gathered over 9,000 subscribers. So that's the vote ever on. Can have your channel. Okay. So the first thing you should do is to be able to get the list of movies. Okay. So from there, you select one of the movies you are going to recap. Now open up ChatGPT, and you can actually do this on your mobile phone. So when you open up ChatGPT interface, you type this, give this particular prompt, which says, give me a list of trending movies in 2026. So you send it as an instruction to ChatGPT. Okay. So you can see ChatGPT is pulling up the biggest trending movies of this particular year. So, and it must not be 2026. You can decide to do a recap of movies in, maybe last 2 years, last 5 years, last 10 years, last 20 years. Okay. So the choice is yours. So you can see it gave 15 outputs here. That's 15 different movies. And see them here. The order of their most trending ratings. Okay. Now, I want you to observe something real quick. If you are not satisfied with this, you can equally ask it to regenerate again. But we will make use of this list, okay? So that's the first step you need to understand. You need to get to see the list it has given to you, and we go through them. Now, the second most important step you should take is that for you to be able to recap a particular movie, you must make sure that it is available. And how do I mean? Just copy one of them. Copy one of these topics that has been given to you, these movie titles. So open up YouTube, okay? Open up YouTube itself. Then type the title of that movie that you have copied. So type it on YouTube as you can see here. And so search for it. Now you can see the results that YouTube has given to you for you to know whether you can find that movie on YouTube. So if you can't find the full movie on YouTube, you go over to the next particular suggested movie that was skipped by ChatGPT. Okay, so we checked out for this. So let's check out this one now. Copy it and go back to YouTube, search for it. So wonderful. You can see this is the movie right here. The full movie. This is over 2 hours, 2 minutes, seconds movie. Okay, so we can see this particular movie now. So it means we are going to recap this a unique way that we bypass any YouTube detection system and copyright. So what do we do next? I'll have to copy the link, copy it, then open up a tab, another tab rather, and go to the website like this, known as bd6s. Then download that full movie. I'll show you how we can repurpose it, be able to avoid copyright issue. We need arrangements file. So this is the download options available for. So you should download in the highest quality. You have 1080p quality. Yeah, you should download in that 1080p. If you are giving 720p quality, you should download in it. So this is it. So I have to click on download. Going to fetch the load link for this. So right here you can see the download link for this particular movie is so click on load. You can save it to your device. So you can see it is downloading. So as it is still downloading, now let's go back to generate the narration script for recapping this particular movie. So what you should do is go back to ChatGPT, open up a new chat inside ChatGPT and paste this prompt, which I'll still give to you end of this video. So paste this prompt now. Remember, this is the particular movie title that we recap it. So you go to the inside the prompts that I've just given to you, then change the name, remove this and the title or the name of the movie. So I'm going to go ahead to copy Then paste it here. So I pasted it, okay? Then the next thing is just click on send. Wonderful. So you can see ChatGPT creating the narration for this particular movie. And it's even giving us the timeline, which is actually a very important see from this particular first narration is from 8 seconds, 45 seconds, the movie. Then this one is from 46 seconds to 1 minute seconds. Then it is from 1 minute 90 seconds to 1 minute 55 seconds. So in that order, okay? So I will show you how to go about this now. You can see we've gotten a narration for this particular recap. The next step is to generate a voiceover using text-to-speech software for this particular script. Now, to do that, you use free tools such as Google AI Studio. Okay, so go to Google, type AI Studio, and sign in for. So when you've signed in, click on the menu and go to what's new. Then when you scroll down, you see a couple of Google products. So just click on this generate speech with Gemini 3.1 Flash TPS. So when you've done that, it will take you into this playground where you see many options. Then the next step is for you to click on Master Storyteller. Then the next thing you should do is just go ahead to go back to ChatGPT. It's your ChatGPT. Then copy this first scene, the narration for the first thing, to copy it. Okay, then go back to your TTS text to speech product, which is so remove this inside the speaker box, then paste this here. Okay, then when you have done that, come over to this scene section, remove this, then also remove this too. Then I want you to do something. Click on speaker right here, choose the prepared voice that you want, so you can preview them to hear how it sounds and all.
What sparks your interest? What sparks your interest?
Okay, so here you go. Okay, so you have to select a voice here that you like, whether male or female, wide variety of different voices here. Okay, so for this particular tutorial, I prefer using this. Okay,
What kind of project are you thinking?
so I prefer using either this one or this one. This Algebra is for male.
Ready to make something.
The other one was for female voice. So if you are going for male, just select this. This is so when once you selected the speaker you want, which you can see that's the Algebra I selected, then you can leave this blank. Leave this one same box blank. Then you can click on run. When you've clicked on that, you just wait for it to wait a few minutes. It's going to generate the audio. Okay, so right here you can see the audio has been generated. So let me play it now so that you get to hear it.
New York swings beneath him like nothing ever changed. But for Peter Parker, everything is gone.
Okay, so you heard that, right? So this is the voice that we generated right now. Then the next thing you should do is click on download. This is the download button, so you can download it to your device, whether your mobile phone or PC. So we now have a voiceover. Meanwhile, there are other platforms you can use for this voiceover. I mean platforms like Speechma. Let me even show you how this works. So just type Speechma browser. It's going to open up this. So you sign up for a free account and right here you paste your script that you got from. Remember this for this poster. Okay, you have to paste it. Then when you pasted it, you come down and select a voice that you. That's if you don't want to use Google like AI Studio. Different voices. Select any of them. Let me play this so you hear how it's going to.
Welcome to Speechma, where your words transform.
Okay, so once you've selected the voice you want, then it's going to give you a capture command verification code. So you have to enter it correctly. This code is 73173. Okay, 73173. Make sure you are right. You enter it correct. Very important. When you generate it, is 8753. Okay, so you can see it's processing the audio right now. You just have to wait for it for a couple of minutes to be done generating the in that particular voice that you preferred. Here you go. So it has finished generating it today. So I'm going to play it now so you get to hear how it sounds.
New York swings beneath him like nothing ever changed. But for Peter Parker, everything is gone. No friends. No MJ. No Ned. Just silence behind the mask. Every punch he throws against crime feels heavier now, because nobody remembers the man saving them. This section reportedly shows Peter living completely alone after the memory wipe from Spider-Man: No Way Home, giving the movie a darker emotional tone.
Wonderful. So you heard that, right? So this is a very classical, an interesting piece I have right here. So I'm going to go ahead to download this. Okay. So downloaded the audio. So like I said, it's either you use Google AI Studio, creating your voiceover audio, this speech. Okay. So once you are done generating the voiceover audio, using this text to speak to you. Now the next step is for you to do the editing. Okay. And for the editing, we're going to make use of CapCut. So you can use CapCut either as a mobile app on your mobile phone. Easy. Now, what's going to happen is open up the CapCut new project interface just like this. Then you have to go back to where you downloaded that particular movie. Remember, we downloaded this movie earlier on. This is Spider-Man, brand new day, English 2026 movie. So this is it right here. So I'm going to open it up on my device. Okay. So I will drag and drop it here. You can see I've dragged and dropped the entire movie. Yeah, this is over 2 hour long. So, but your recap is not going to be the same time length. Something smaller, at least between 8 minutes upwards. Okay. So what you should do next is click on this and right click on it. Click on extract audio so that you can remove the audio that came along with this movie. Very important. Don't forget that. That's the first step, because these are things that will make these clips to transformative enough and not to be flagged by YouTube copyright. Or okay. Then let me show you this. The next thing is make sure the aspect ratio is set to 16:9 aspect ratio. Then I'm going to show you something now that is back to. Then after doing that, the next thing you should do is click on that movie again. Okay. Then go ahead to import the audio. Remember, we generated audio using text to speech error. So go ahead to import it right here. Okay. So I'll go ahead to import the audio. So this is the audio right here. You have to make sure the audio starts from the beginning timeline. So I'm going to make sure this starts from where it's supposed to from the timeline. Okay. Then I want you to note something important. Remember, because this text narration that we created the voiceover for, so the same way we created the voiceover for this person is the same way you should create for the other sections or scenes here. So you go ahead to copy these two and repeat the same process. Go to Speechma or Google AI Studio. Same way, and the second section for you to create it. Make sure you maintain consistency in the voice. So remember, the other one we selected Andrew. Andrew was the voice we used. Okay, so you should use the same voice throughout the same recap. Then when you are done, you repeat the same process of verifying captcha. So I'm not going to go into that right now. But the next thing, you should go to this place and you have your clips. So if you have created the audio for all the sections, script, I'm going to use this to do an example. You have done that. Okay, so once you are done laying the the audio files on the timeline, depending on number of sections you have here, this is first section which we get audios for. Do the same thing for second one, third one, or fourth one, then this is fifth one. So the next thing you should do is come over to this place and apply the following settings that I will show you now. Now, this is how it goes. Click on the video, okay? Then when you've clicked on it, let me show you settings that so as you can see, I highlighted this particular visual. So click on speed. Now, when you've clicked on speed, come here. You see the option to either increase or decrease the speed. So I always increase it. So this way, you see, I'll increase the speed. Now that you've increased the speed, the next thing you should do is scaling. You scale it forward or zoom in, something like this. To zoom in, reposition it. Okay. Then the next thing you should do is, as you have it this way now, you have to do what is called so right here we're going to trim this now 4 seconds. So let's start. So when you click on this, okay, if you're on on a Windows device, you can go ahead to hold down Control key and B later. So here you can go ahead to click on this. This is split. So every 4 seconds you split it. Every 4 seconds you split. That's the order arrange of narration. Every 4 seconds you split this. Don't forget to maintain the same time duration across all the. So make sure you trim it every 4 seconds. Okay, so I'm doing the trimming now. Remember the rule, the 4 seconds rule. Now, when you are done doing the trimming, you remove the parts that you are not going to make use of. Okay, but before you remove it, I want you to observe something. Go back to your chat GPT. Then for this particular first section in your chat GPT, you can see the timing from 8 seconds to 45 seconds. So before you remove anything, go back to the 8-second part of this portion of this particular, locate that particular timeline. So this is this here is 8 seconds. So you first of all remove this of it, delete that, then come from here. This is 8 seconds from here now. Cut it. I want you to observe something real quick. 8 seconds to 45 seconds duration mark. 8 to 45 seconds. This right here is 45. To be looking at this, when you adjust it, so you see the, so this is it. So this is the, inside this is the part that, or portion that you have to trim the 8 seconds from. So you have to, rather the 4 seconds from. Remember, in that range, there are different timelines exist at 8 seconds to 5 seconds. So this particular portion has people. So it means that this first narration of this particular first scene here, this first scene is going to last from here to second. Okay, so that's how you go about it. If you go back to ChatGPT, the second one too, the narration or audio is in the second script section. So continue from here now, from this 46 seconds to 180. So you have to find that particular clip from. So look for the 46 seconds to that particular timeline, 1 minute 8 seconds. So that's the one you get your. So this is how you go about this now. I'm not going to dwell so much on this, so that show you how to transform everything here to. You're going to remove all these other ones. So for the sake of this tutorial, I wouldn't want this tutorial to be long. I'll delete this other section. Yeah, that's going to go ahead to delete this. All these portions I'm highlighting, I don't need them. I'll delete it. So I've deleted them. Then the next thing after trimming, remember, I had to trim this so as to get portion I want. So the next step after trimming is to reorder, like rearrange these clips. Make sure you arrange them in such a way that the original position is not going to be where they are going to, like, must find a way to make them to change position also. I'm going to go ahead to that right now. Watch what I'm doing. There you go. Now, the next thing you should do is you have to add some color grading. So click on adjustment, add a layer here. Then let's pick some color corrections here. So click on this, drag this here. So right here, we have to adjust. When you click on this, you can adjust that. Just brightness. Show you how this. As I'm adjusting this, can you see? As I'm adjusting the saturation, the brightness, I'm going to show you the. So this is how you go about doing that. Then the next thing you should do is add some effects to this. So to add effect, there are different effects you can add. Okay, so there's grain effects, noise effect. How this effect has applied to be. Then the next thing you should do is click on transition. There are other transitions. There are different transitions. Click on black page. Usually like using black page. And use different transitions, different points. I'm gonna go ahead to show you how this. This is the transition in the, so you can apply it to all. If you play this now, see how it's going.
Friends. No MJ. No Ned. Just silence behind the mask. Every punch he throws against crime feels heavier.
Okay, so you heard that, right? So we've added the transition. Then let me show you the work. If you have a logo, you can always add logo recap, the recaps. So after typing, you can change it to, if you have something like Google or watermarks, won't copy or recap alone. I'm going to use this as I'm positioning it anywhere. Can do your logo and import it. Choice this because equally change this follow it like it. Just come down to as there you have it. And once you are done, just go ahead to click this export window. Export either in 1080p or 4. Usually like exporting to be in 4K. Go ahead to copy the title. Put it to as my snapshot. And use any name to name it while you export. I like this something like this. Our title is Spider-Man. Go ahead to click on it. So it starts export. That's how we are able to create this. This can actually create a recap channel on the recaps. Just yesterday, create upload has over 1,000. So and has 5,000. Most popular video has over 3.8 million and channel makes over 3,000. So that's a whole lot of. This is a whole lot of take half of this. What it towards the airport and this thing is very profit. And see this channel has in over. That's it. Okay. So if you want to get the exact profit that I used to send me.
New York swings beneath him like nothing ever changed. But
If you have any questions, you can also drop it down below. Want me to break down only, put your hands on it as your own faceless channel as it's so that you start. Go contact me.